So, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a mermaid in Royal High. And you're probably wondering, Manic, how are you a mermaid? The tails aren't even out yet. Well, just yesterday, Royal High dropped the Mermaid Tail update as well as part 1 of the Halloween update. So, let's go ahead and check it all out. So, firstly, you are probably wondering how to get the mermaid tail and the mermaid shop. So, the first thing you are going to want to do is go up from the spawn, and there will be a bottle around here. Mine isn't showing up, but I think that's just because it's early. But there's going to be a bottle here, and it will give you a bunch of tasks to do. I will not have a tutorial in this video. However, I will have a short out later on, either today or tomorrow, showing off how to get it. Wait, I just found my bottle. We're going to pick it up. You found a mysterious bottle along the shoreline. It looks like there's a message inside. You open the message, and it says, "Carried through currents by the Queen's command, a secret meant for you rests here in the sand. Follow these verses with your heart open wide, and soon you will join where the mermaids reside." And it comes with 6 steps. So this first step is called Bottle of Bioluminescence. And it says, when daylight has faded and stars crown the sky, find where the waves glow, but swift you must try. Before the stroke of midnight, the shimmer will flee. Bottle up the ocean's light and spells first alchemy. So you are going to want to wait until it is about midnight, a little earlier, and there will be glowing waves along here. You are just going to want to scoop it up with your bottle. So once it's midnight for me, I will show you guys the next step. But let's go ahead and show off some of what we have that's new. So the first thing is the obvious UI change. It's dark purple, and you can see your candy. And that is the first one. And now if you go into shop, you won't have the Mermaid Treasure Shop open yet because you haven't finished the code. However, in the Goddess of Triumph section, there is now a Goddess of Triumph Sea of Strength Mermaid Potion, which will make you a mermaid, basically. So you have mermaid potions. It is 4,000 Robux, so it is about the same price as the parasol, but the tail is really cute. As well, the toy stuff is still here. It is just more easier to see. And on the right of the screen, you have the candy shop and the exclusive sets, which is the Steampunk set, the Whimsy Witch set, the Gothic Cutie set, the Royal Rebel set, and the Shadow Empress set. You have these all right here, as well as the locker decor and the wings as well. So if you want the wings, you can definitely buy the wings. And the candy shop, again, nothing is new to the candy shop, however. So that is just something to note. And now we have the Mermaid Treasure Shop, which you get after completing the quest for the bottle. There we go. So I'm going to show you what is in it. So usually you will have 3 mermaid potions. However, some people have found toy code items, exclusive items to just this shop, and some people have even found literal halos. So this shop is really good. The halos are cheaper prices than what they usually sell for during trading. However, you can only buy 3 things per day-ish. There's 13 hours until this next one. So until the shop refreshes. So, yeah. And you may only trade mermaid tails. You can start trading mermaid tails on October 7th. because that is when the moon will be full, which is also why I'm thinking the Halloween update might be like on October 7th, which is really cool. But this is the mermaid shop. This mermaid here, her name is Harmony. She is the mermaid queen, as we will see later. But all of these are worth about, the mermaid potions can go for about 15,000 to 30,000 from what I have seen. So these are going to be really cool. I will show off all of the ones I have. So the first one that I have is the light elemental one, which is what I was wearing in the thumbnail, as well as the start of this video. So there is the light one. Now we have the splash mermaid potion, which is a classic, and it's just a blue mermaid tail, not much to it. And then we have the Anome mermaid potion, which is like this. This one's really beautiful. I do not own the Goddess of Triumph one yet. And then we have the hydrothermal, which is multicolored. It looks really pretty. We have the fireball mermaid potion, which is just a red mermaid tail. It looks really good though. We have the aquamarine princess mermaid potion, which I think is going to be so beautiful. Yes, this is absolutely stunning. This is gorgeous. And then we have the ultramarine mermaid potion, which is just a classic one, which is this one. These are all such beautiful mermaid tails, and I'm excited to collect more. Unfortunately, I do not have the Goddess of Triumph one. However, I will be getting it eventually before the season ends. Speaking, however, of the Goddess of Triumph event, the event is now staying from September 19th all the way to the end of October due to them starting it a little later than usual. And also in the update log, there is a new Evening Fall 2025 halo. So I will try and show that off if I can. And there is, you can now decorate in front of your dorm. You can now decorate in front of the dorm. And there is a maximum of 20 items you can use. And you can now have the option to join class instead of randomly being teleported, which I think is just absolutely amazing. And that means weekend mode is not available. However, if you go to the class, you can go and stay in that class instead of being teleported away. Class rewards have been buffed by about 10%. There's new free masculine arms, new hairstyles by Gazing Jen, new fun animation packs by Jamo, which is Jam Jam. Personality quiz chamber is now accessible in Campus 4. Yeah, local midnight. A new feature runs on your local midnight. If you move, it may take some time for your clock to adjust to your new shore, but it will soon align. Some preparations for Royal Arena is starting. So, we have preparations for that. There's been some fixing studying at the Dream Fountain, custom idols being too high priority. Albert's Pants and Diamond Beach are fixed. And there is a bunch of Evening Fall winners. I actually had the honor of working with Bongo Lad to make a story for this season. However, I did not win. But our story was very lovely. It was very funny. It had Poppy in it, but I don't think I can say much more. There's some new makeup, new design colors, and new hairs as well in this update. So this is a really big update. And there's like a whole lot to do. Let me see what else there is. I went over all of this. Also, here is a photo of how many clicks it takes when you get your bottle into the locker, because that does happen. You can get your bottle into the locker. Again, I will do a completely separate tutorial video on this because I feel as if it should get its own tutorial. But you will obviously need the bottle from the ocean to start the quest. It's a mini quest, and it takes about 1 or 2 full Royal High School days, which means you can farm in between that and get a bunch of diamonds. So, yay! Is there anything new in the Cloud Cache? No, there's nothing new in the Cloud Cache. But that is all for this update. It's a really good update, and there's a lot to it. There's a lot of new stuff. My only complaint is about the Mermaid shop, how it takes a while to reset. But it's understandable, so that way people can, keep farming and stuff and getting the stuff they want. So it is understandable. There is also, speaking of the Mermaid shop, there is a new badge for if you buy a halo from the Mermaid shop, because halos do show up. They are quite rare though, so don't expect to find a halo as soon as possible. I mean, maybe you will. Congratulations if you do. But there is a whole lot to show. And speaking of halos, I will now play a video of Cheapy showing off the new halo. I personally think that this halo is like absolutely stunning, and honestly I kind of want one myself. So Cheapy, if you're watching this, you should so give me it. Not actually, I'm not gonna like actually take it, but I think that this update is really good. And also, I forgot to mention that you can like just sit in the water. Like, you don't have to like float back up, which I think is really good. Because, mermaids, who floats up back to the water when they go down under? Not mermaids. But that is currently all for this update that I know of. If anything else comes up, I will make a short on the topic. I will also have a tutorial posted for the bottle quest to unlock the Mermaid treasure shop. And yeah, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys for tuning in, and goodbye. Goodbye, my angels.